prefiero vivir ilusionado con ustedes y estas copas de licor.
Confidence comes from within.
Scarecrow therapist.
But so does the darkness.
What year were you born?
1988.
This hamster mean a lot to you. Given to you by your mama?
Yes, and it was given to my mother by her mother.
Let me see what the shells have to say.
Miss Mina?
The wires.
Wires? I can't hear you. What?
Tap the wires.
What?
Tap the wires. The water won't stop rising until you tap the wires.
The art world needs to get shaken up a little bit.
It's time for us to just be an agitator.
We don't know what we're doing, and we don't care.
We didn't want rules.
Not only is this crazy, but it's possible.
This is the new art.
It's incredible. Meow Wolf have done something truly unique.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Me, Meow Wolf. I'm your host, Austin Ross, and today we're sitting with...
Hi, I'm Doseone. My friends call me Adam, though.
They call you...
My enemies.
Who calls you Doseone?
Myself? I guess that's my fault.
All right. It's a good thing to be responsible for.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
Doseone, the only one.
Yeah, taking blame for my name.
And Adam Doseone.
Yes.
What is it that you do here at Meow Wolf?
At Meow Wolf, my job is nebulous as F.
Yeah.
I've heard a sage say that once. I do a lot of things. Mainly, it's umbrellaed under creative direction.
Cool.
But I make beats, and sometimes I draw things poorly that Sarah Jones redraws. It's amazing.
It's nice to have a collaborator.
Get by with my friends. Oh yeah, yeah. And that's, yeah. I think most of all, I just know my limits. That's what I do. Explore my limits.
But you make music too, you say?
I do. I make a lot of music. I do. That was like. That's my first art. I make a lot of music.
Do you do that here?
I do. I do like MW, so Meow Wolf Entertainment, MWE. You might have heard of a place like that.
I've heard of it before.
It's like Narnia, but different.
I think we're there now.
Yep, that's and then is this entertainment? And then so yeah, I make music and sound design for the trailers and some of the other stuff we do. And then the first thing I did for Meow Wolf that was music was in Wilderness. There's like a musical component to the room I did, House of Eternal Return. So, and I rap. That's how I got into music. Before I did music, I just rapped, and I was very bad at music.
Is that, but did your rap get you involved here?
Yeah, actually, that's...
How did you get involved?
Yeah, so it was the, so Matt King.
Matt King. For those that don't know Matt King, he's one of the co-founders.
Yes, co-founder and artist extraordinaire. It's also some director title or something, whatever they call him.
Something like you.
Something like, more than me.
Okay.
Extra creative
More,
director. Yeah. More creative director. That's really good. So then Matt King, I know Chris Hilson, who's another fabrication artist here, and thing-making aficionado. I think Vince also, they all listened to my music when they were younger thems, finding themselves. I had a label called Anticon. I spearheaded with other people that I knew and did not know, alternate rap, for whatever you want to call it. So and that was like in the late 90s, like 97 to 2004, we did a lot of groundbreaking and setting the bar for alt rap, and they listened to that stuff, and our big motto was...
The founders listened to your rap in the 90s?
Yes, yeah, when they were younger in high school and stuff. And so, So basically, but we preached being self-taught and like, fuck the rules, and do it yourself, and that was, and be yourself, less posturing than most rap. So while there were a lot of things that defined the artistic rap we tried to and did create, mostly I felt it was like, be you know? And so that I think is, I don't know for a fact what resonated with them apart from all the other music they were enjoying. And so for a long time they were trying to book me at the warehouse Meow Wolf. When I would tour, and I never made it because Santa Fe is a no-fly zone when you're driving 70 days across Texas.
It's off the beaten path. It's like hard to get to. You got to do extra things. And why would you ever come to Santa Fe to do rap?
Right. Like, you know, I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it's not going to go well. Because, you know, you go to towns like Phoenix and it's always a hard sell. Like, if you don't have cool record stores, that's the past now. The internet does it all. But like in the past, it was like, if you don't have cool record stores, it lessens the chance of there being a happening scene. And that just means there's less information about burgeoning, cool, crazy music. So you go there and everyone's driving to that city. So you're like piecemealing. Because of the internet, my collective could exist. So
they heard of your music through the internet.
Oh yeah, I was.
They're jamming out.
I think Matt King said there used to be one record store here where he got one of my Hemispheres, one of my earliest records. But so they're listening to that stuff. Then finally they get in touch with me and book me on a tour with Go Dark, like our first tour. And so we played Meow Wolf, and I was pretty taken aback. I was like enamored. Because right away, Matt King drags me into the Gloquarium, and he's like, this is inspired by this thing, the Go Dark stuff that you did in this one video. And I was just like, you know, at the time...
Wait, sorry, just to interrupt really quick. For those that don't know at home, what is Go Dark?
Go Dark is a band that I'm in. It's like all punk electronic girl power stuff with myself and Crash, who is another Meow Wolfer and female vocalist, producer person. So yeah, we did the show, and for me, my music that I did, I became people rich, but I never made a penny. I grew debt like a fucking plant. Outside myself. So
you were wealth and social.
Yeah. I swam and that. Yeah. And so like influence that, you know, and that no one could take that. I found over time that was what no one could take from me, and that was actually what I did the most of. Right. It wasn't make a bunch of money, or I did make a lot of material, but you know, so I'm always aware of that. And when I came to Meow Wolf, I felt very rich. To see that influence, I was like, oh, this is so cool.
So you kind of welcomed. It was like, oh yeah, we already know this guy.
Yeah, it felt great. So then I got off stage, and like Vince is back there. We like hug, and I'm like, hey, I am, you know me well. I'm very honest, mostly honest, you know. And so I was like, if you ever need somebody to do resident art, just fuck. He was like, how about November? I was like, okay. And that was that. And then I came out a few months later. That was like in July. I came out in November and did Wilderness with. Charlie Huguenard did all the hard parts, he did all the programming, and Max patch creation that allows the room to play music through the sculptures, for those of you who've seen it. And then Chris Hilson created the sketching and basically I couldn't do shit. All I could do was poorly draw that room. Okay, I did all the
design
cardboard
was
heads.
you, okay.
Yeah, so I did all the cardboard heads. That was me experimenting with the Go Dark aesthetic. That was triangles happening wherever they want, right? So, and neon. That was another thing. Meow Wolf. I'm a color slut, and I came to Meow Wolf. I felt very at home. So the neon thing and all that, and I knew I could kind of see this thing, and then I had an idea about an interactive room where basically the way I would create certain Ableton sessions, I was thinking about just mapping that to objects. So it's like a baby idea, but still, when we got to Meow Wolf, an even more sophisticated interaction on the musical level. So it was really cool. So Zevin and all the people on the tech team helped us figure out that interactivity, because I wasn't.
They helped you. You like came in and you're like, I got this idea, and they're like, we got you.
Yeah. So funded it. That was kind of how it went. It got fun, and then
because it's funny too, because like that is one of there's a lot of good rooms, great rooms inside of Meow Wolf, but a lot of people really enjoyed that Go Dark room because of the interactivity, and a lot of people don't know there's a secret message that can be.
There's an Easter egg.
Yeah.
And that do you want to know my favorite fact about that room?
What is it?
So apparently, people go in and are inspired to dance. However, they are also inspired to remove their shoes and dance. So that room smells like feet because of the long-haired astroturf.
I've been wondering.
Yeah, I go in one day and there's like a fan propping the door and the other door, and I'm like, "Yo, y'all, is there like water? Is it dripping in my room?" And they're like, "Oh, no." It's feet. Yeah. So
the feet are dripping in this room.
Yeah. So
someone's foot dripped.
And that is what happens. So, so don't ever put your mouth on that glass.
Okay.
That glass is not safe.
Don't put your mouth.
Yeah.
Don't roll in it, but dance in it.
You keep your mouth to yourself in general in most public places. Yeah. So
cool.
that was how, and then we became fast friends. Making that room with everyone. I was like, oh, these are my people. It's like art jail. Like it's solitary with the few people you have.
Right.
You see each other once more, and you go back to. Over time, there's a lot of creation, but it feels like I've never dug out of jail with a spoon, but that's how it is to make a thing too on a level like that, because you start and it's such a small part. The first thing you do.
Right.
It's crazy.
And it grows and grows and grows and grows and grows.
It's elaborate.
Like.
Yeah. And all the elaborate aspects of it, I didn't have any confidence for. That was all osmose through Matt and Hilson and Blake and Newt and everyone else who helped suggest that they could do the thing. They'll be like, I'll put the skin on the dog, and I'll be like, okay. I'm not, can't even imagine. And then there was skin on the dog, so it's kind of cool.
You mentioned that you were doing hip hop in the 90s, music kind of stuff. So like, was that your first venture into art, or like how did art, how did you begin? How did you decide you're going to be an artist?
Right, yeah.
Was there a painting at your home? Were your parents artists?
So my parents were artists, but I hated it. I hated art museums. I had a pretty interesting childhood, curious at best. So, and I rejected art pretty hardcore. And then I had this thing where I was on stage. I did this entertainer, the thing where you do the knee dance.
Oh yeah, the Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, so I did that when I was like a 6-year-old, and then I had utter stage fright till
after that
20. Oh, I just never saw anyone on stage and was like, I'm coming for that. Like, people, I've never, just to clear, like, some people, you see them and they're like, he was 2 years old, we gave him a baseball. He's just been pure baseball. Not me ever. Fucking confused the whole time.
You're like, I don't want to do that ever again.
I was like, that looks dangerous, I'll try it. That was too dangerous, I'm not going to try it anymore. And so for me...
Try anything once kind of mentality.
Yeah, and I grew up in a pretty urban environment where you didn't have a lot of choices, so it was all about how you chose to waste your time, and generally that was like drugs, violence, some form of debauchery. It's easy to be I was a self-starter.
Yeah.
And that was how that manifested first. And then I started to love rap. I went crazy for rap, man. I started memorizing it. I would do impressions. They would make me do Be Real.
How old were you that
time? I was listening to rap in 6th grade and memorizing it and doing dance routines in my 7th grade dance. And then I went crazy for it, and I was a rap purist. Like you would be like, "This is Prince." I'd be like, "No," or like I wouldn't even take in other music till well into my 20s when I worked in a record store, and people I trusted were like, "You're kind of stupid about music, right?" And I was like, "What do you mean?"
I know everything.
Yeah, totally. I was like, "I hate the
Recite a
Rolling
rap
Stones,"
song.
and they're like, "Well, there's a lot of others," So I worked at Amoeba Records in Berkeley, and that changed everything for me.
Crazy.
Yeah, and I just like. I had a few people. Dax, one of my biggest mentors in music and life, is.
Wait, so but
recommend stuff to me.
like in the 80s and 90s, you were at Amoeba Records.
No, in the 90s.
In the 90s.
Early, so that late 90s when I first moved to California.
That's like a historical time period for Amoeba Records.
Yeah, that was when it was everything was big, and we all worked. It was me and all these interesting people. I used to sell rap OTC and I would learn all the rappers' real names. So this was kind of before they knew me, because I moved out to Cali and I battled hardcore in the New York scene, but it wasn't like, battling wasn't really what it is today. It wasn't popular. It was like in the streets and the bathroom. I would go catch you in the bathroom. So we would battle for names. So how this started for me, this is my favorite stories in my life. I just don't get to live this way anymore. But so I used to play football too, and I still fantasize when someone's annoying about wearing padding and running at them as fast as I can. And I miss that I can't, I'd have to ask them. I would want consent. I would be like, "Can I please tackle you in all this padding?" But anyway.
And even if you don't get to tackle them, just say no.
Right. At least I got all this gear on. I got the mouthpiece in and shit. Anyway, so with rap, I came from a really intense place, and as I was saying before, I was very violent and self-led, so misled by default, and that manifested from fighting into like word fighting, and it was battling. We were all quite bad at it. I used to N-bomb, much to my chagrin. We were just a whole other time, not
different
predominantly. Time. Yes, very much so. But also, it was just kind of word fight, and then it became poetic and eloquent because I spent enough time freestyling and being around people that were getting a little more ajar as human beings. So battle rapping, we would battle for names, and that was how I started. And if you lost, you could not go around calling yourself what you called yourself yesterday.
Yeah, right.
And ever since then, it's been downhill on the stakes, I'll just say. Battling for money is nothing like battling for names. It's not, and you did it fameless, so it was alone. Your boy was with you, their boy, and no one would lie, And generally, it would be still very violent when I started in Jersey and Philly and New York. And the freestyling was how you stayed the fight, and if you were good enough, no one punched you.
What would happen if you lost? I mean, like it sounds like, the stakes were kind of high for street cred, but was it also a threat of like physical?
Yes, completely physical. So, but more often you got punched because you sucked and didn't know it and kept rapping over people suckily. Like that was the main jaw you got. Was like you just
not knowing your place.
Dude.
Like walking over
the thing
like
was,
grace.
we rolled with all kinds of people, and everyone came to the rap circle. Some people more, their day job was thug,
Sure.
And they rapped in the side. And we always had a few of those people around in our crew because that made you less vulnerable to the nut who was there to just punch and didn't, because sometimes those guys that would rap over everyone were the punchers. But the amazing thing was you would see like a scary dude, you just get punched in the face because he was not rapping. He wasn't respecting the craft. It was pretty cool. While we was a very thug environment, no one would ever be like, "You were truly respecting the craft this evening." There's none of that, right? But you could enjoy it and find a center in it. And I used to, we would battle in this Newark parking lot, and every time I left, I wore a lot of basketball jerseys and camouflage at the time, and every time I would leave, it's because no one would punch us, and I had a whole crew, someone undoubtedly would be like, "Yo!" We'd all turn around, and they'd be like, "You're Puerto Rican, right?" And I'd have to be like, "Yes," just because.
Just to get out of the situation.
Well, it wasn't gonna. If I had, it would have flipped. I was the only white dude, and they had to make sure that I wasn't that. It was like,
totally.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
That guy wasn't white, was he? And I would have to be like, absolutely not.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. And
I'm going this way.
Very relative. Though. Yeah, and that was what it was like to play the game, so.
Anybody ever famous come out of any of your little rap?
Well, I battled Eminem in '97.
No, stop. That's
Have you not seen Scribble Jam? Look at it. No, you can Google it after this. Google it at home. So it's me and Eminem in '97 at Scribble Jam in Cincinnati, Ohio. Both of us were completely unsigned at the time, and
come on.
You got to see. You don't know about this? So he's kicking writtens the whole battle. We go into the finals. This is all true, by the way. You'll see later
Okay.
in our life.
I'm gonna Google it too.
So I basically, it's this big battle at the time. It was my first professional battle. This is, ties back into the rest of that crap.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't really about it, but I was destroying people. And there were 2 guys that had won the Source battle, which was the only battle traveling. And it was like in Chicago and sometimes in New York. And these 2 dudes, Rhymefest and Juice.
Oh, yeah.
They were, do you know? Oh, you know
I know Rhymefest, yeah.
Okay, he wrote Jesus Walks.
Yeah.
With Kanye and all that. Yeah. Rhymefest is number 2, Juice is number 1. They're going around kicking Brittons, winning them all. So they're not really freestyling, but it kind of sounds, and they're at all the battles, and they know each other's shit is written, and they're always taking first or second in all these battles. So we hear they're coming to town, and I had heard that they were written hawks, but you don't know until you're there, and then I smelled it. So Rhymefest, watch the battle. It's the first time.
There's a.
Check it. Oh my God, is that it? That's me and Eminem. Oh shit.
There it is.
Look at it. You look like Marky Mark with dark hair, and there I am, Marky Mark with dark hair. Anyway, so I haven't gained a pound.
That's awesome, man.
So, but the Rhymefest thing was actually my favorite part, where he is kicking these writtens, and he's so whack, I am calling his rhyme words before he says them. And it went down as a huge, it's like a little bit, it's my own slice of battle history, where they were like, yo, is he talking over him? And I'm like, no, he's whack.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
That's
finishing.
like the one thing like of rap is like, if you can guess the rhyming word, you're not good.
Go back to, class. And so he was like, whatever. So then he throws a big, so meanwhile though, zooming out, there's a lot of dope rappers in killing it, but me and Eminem are destroying people, I'm all freestyle, Eminem's tight. He kicked every lyric from You Little Like the Kim Lady, the first Slim Shady song, or whatever that is. Like, it's on the media and all this stuff. It was all like verbatim.
I'm at a loss right now, but yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, it was like before he recorded the track, he had these.
Yeah, it was all
crazy.
written shit, and so then.
That's cool.
So I didn't know till after the battle. So we get to the finals. It's me and him. There was like a tie with him and Juice, which I felt he should have won. If the underdog ties with the champ did not win. That's in my book, but that's not the real rules. And then I destroyed Rhymefest. He complains, gets himself back in the finals. It's all 4 of us in the finals. So I go over to this dude I don't know, Eminem, and I'm like, yo, this is fucked up, fucking stupid shit. And he's like, yeah, this is fucked up. He gives me, I'm like, you're cool. Or I'm like, you're dope. He's like, you're dope. And he gives me his tape. And then later, I go home and I'm like, that dude's dope. And we throw the tape in, and every word from the battle was on there, and I never called him.
Oh.
I never called him. And then a year later, I'm reading the source while I record my first record, with my boy. And literally, I'm about to get on the mic, and I open it, and it's unsigned hype, Eminem. And we're like, well, that's that.
Well,
he's out of here.
This may be a controversial statement, and we're going to transition after this into a little more about your art history. But freestyling, because you said that, it was interesting that you said that you went home and all the words that they were battle rapping was on the tape.
Yeah.
Some people define freestyle as just doing it live.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and I can give you a little history on that.
Yeah.
I study rap. So basically, freestyling, when the first instance of that was written, it is not coming off the top of the head.
Right.
So freestyling meant any verse you had, not on the beat it came on. So I freestyle no beat, or I rap no beat, that's a freestyle. I kick my lyric from this song on someone else's beat, that's a freestyle. I think you could even just kick the verse on the right beat on the radio, and that was a freestyle. So, but then rappers, once they had enough time to not just think of rap, it took 5, 6, 7 years, some rappers became good enough to rap off the top of the head.
Yeah.
And then those people became a whole nother level.
Right.
And then it became the triple threat, like you wrote, you performed, and you freestyled, and then you were actually what you said you were on your songs. So if you were a purist, you had to abide by all that, So anyway, and then that was when freestyling was born. Groups like Freestyle Fellowship completely changed the game and created just the difference between mice and men, I'll be fucking honest, you know what I mean? And really pushing yourself and being truly accountable to be a rapper. You don't need a pen or a phone or a booth. And then, and then now it reverted back to the original, and it's kicking some written rap over. But that's always been there too, like Boot Camp Click, Wu-Tang, none of those people actually freestyle. They've always just kicked Protect Your Neck over some other beat, So
there you have it here first, folks. We've just defined freestyling for you.
By me. Take a grain of salt.
He was there. We just saw the video.
Still there, yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk a little more about your the specifics of your craft, and that could mean here at Meow Wolf, your craft at Meow Wolf, or this could mean what you do as a hobby outside. So just pick whichever you're most excited about, I guess. But yeah, I mean, are you self-taught, or did you have to go to school and get trained?
No, I have a marketing degree that sits inside of me like red meat. So I went to school. I knew that if I didn't get a college degree, I would have to hear the same type of people say the same thing to me more often. So I just kind of deaded that.
People being like, "You're not gonna make it unless you go to college."
Yeah, and I knew I wanted to be an artist, but I didn't know what that meant. Like we were talking about earlier, and being like a different rapper was not setting out a certain path to certitude for me. So yeah, I kind of. I just started rapping way before I learned anything. I was so dumb. I was rapping at 15, 16. And that's how I got doseone, because I tagged graffiti before I rapped. That was my first art form, actually. Sorry. But then I met, I'll tell you what happened. I met a really brilliant graffiti writer. And I was like, yeah, I'm not that. That was it. I kept it cool.
You're like, you know what?
Writing. No, I was like,
I'll never be that.
Yeah, I didn't have the dedication to that form. I didn't have the even though I like to get in fights, I did not have that risk level that these cats were doing, climbing buildings, putting their body on the line, like
trespassing.
It wasn't really me. I couldn't even see myself doing it. And then just the level of artistry and can control, I wasn't picking it up. You know what I mean?
So you made a decision then to be like, well, I gotta go somewhere else.
Then I'd call myself doseone because it was letters I could write when I was dumb and a kid, right? And then I got stuck with that once I started rapping because it was with my graffiti crew and we would freestyle under bridges and alleys and stuff. And then, and then there I was. So anyway, self-taught with rap, all the homies, I'm a huge studier. So Freestyle Fellowship, EPMD, all I am taught by them. I'm not, self-taught is a bullshit term. I self-pushed.
Okay.
So I kept my bar always going where I couldn't keep control of it.
But it was you who told yourself, I need to go and
and I studied.
Teach myself.
And then back then, before the internet, we would tape trade. So that's how my label and collective got started. We were all tape traders of music you couldn't get, and it was recordings of battles like Saphir vs. Casual, all of the Project Blowed. Freestyle Fellowship is from a crew called Project Blowed, Good Life. There's a movie called This Is the Life that everyone should watch. And it's about the origin of them, but they were in LA, and I grew up really poor. I didn't travel. I didn't see Canada till I toured there. I didn't see any other country, nothing. So that was far. And then we started meeting people who were tape trading, and like Latyrix, Company Flow. So I would have East Coast Stretch and Bobbito tapes. I would trade those for Wake Up Show tapes. I would trade those for Living Legends tapes, and we would all do that. And then 25% of those tape traders were rappers. Aficionados studying, getting their hands on the best shit. And then that was my whole, they used to call it backpack rap, which was a derogatory term. We were better than all the rich people. You know what I'm saying? What was that? It was just keeping us down. I was like,
you guys are like, we need this to eat.
Yeah,
so by default.
What's the big deal? Yeah, this is all I have. Are we good now? And you could tell by how people rap that they, meant it. So. Yeah,
and did you recording onto a tape wasn't something you just
We have. Back then it was ADAT, and you didn't have shit. You had a 4-track. So we would record on a 4-track. You would press the tape. Vinyl was like no. I didn't even know people that had turntables. So it was only when I went to Cincinnati for college, right? Second year, I had to move because my family didn't have enough money, so I had to go wherever in-state was. So they moved there randomly. Dad got a job, so go there. And then I meet this dude in the business school, J. Rawls. So, all right, when I moved to Cincinnati, no one raps. It's not the town. And I am, by my influences, one of the more urban humans. I don't know how to say this carefully. So the only place for me to go is to the black frats and freestyle crash, because I can't make any friends.
Where else are you gonna go?
And they all suck, and Bone. And I don't know if you know this, but Bone is a direct ripoff of Freestyle Fellowship. Eazy-E took their demo and went to Cleveland and was like, copy this. So I go to a place where everyone is literally, the biggest influence is the copy of this sacred group that no one already knows about back then.
And those are not the views of Meow Wolf.
Yeah! Bone is the best. Who was arguing with me about that the other day? Anyway, so that was that. And then So more importantly, though, I got through that whole rap thing, and I started to meet self-taught musicians and beat makers. So Gel and the rest of the guys that formed Anticon, and Gel taught himself to chop drums and played. He's a drummer, finger drumming, and so when I saw that, this is not a sophisticated way to state this, but I always, for me, my next step to bringing myself to being a better artist was like, I'm a bitch. I could totally do that. Do you know what I mean? And I'm really like, I'm like, I think I could do that way worse than them.
But and then you did it though.
There. Yeah.
And then you did. That's the difference. Is like, a lot of times people look at some piece of art at a gallery or a theater, and they're like, well, I could do that. But then they don't go and do it.
Totally,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Like the difference is when you go and show and do it.
And then that graffiti lesson is important because that always comes back to me in my life where I'm like, I am only getting so good at this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a friend who does this really fucking well. And if they ever need raps, I got them. And I need that thing, they have me. So I've always been of a collectivized, know my weaknesses, rely on my strengths kind of thing, right?
So in one sentence, self-taught?
Yes.
Or formally trained? What
Completely self-taught, 100%. By other selves, all off-grid. If they had come at me with any hint or scent of schooling, I would have just bit them and ran out the door. You know, I'm not that person. I don't want to sit down and learn shit. I want to see your color wheels, your fucking chord charts. Yeah. So to me, I want to learn from a friend. I want to learn from seeing it. And also, you know what it was for me? I remember being an idiot child and listening to like my first rap CD and being like, how do they get them in the tape? You know, I just didn't even understand how music gets on a tape. And I remember feeling so intimidated by that. And then when I saw a person make beats next to me with their hands, I was like, that's it. That's how you do it. And it replaced fear with an impetus to try and fail.
Sure.
Anyway, so then
I'm listening.
Eventually I learned how to do this shit and make music, and I play all instruments through computers.
Without the internet.
Without the internet, no musical training, no internet training.
I can't even think about that.
No.
That makes my brain hurt.
Pre-internet. Dude, my first European tour was pre-Euro, pre-MapQuest. So it was
So what were you doing? Just walking around?
Buying maps every time the country changed. Turning it upside down, not knowing where to go. It was crazy.
And do it by quadrant? You're like,
we were so
north
lost.
of Cologne.
No, and like when we would see the city name on a sign, we'd be like, oh shit! We went the right way. It was such an affair. And we were all 20 and stupid as 21. It's pretty amazing.
Cool, man.
Yeah, it's much easier now.
What are some of your obsessions?
Animal, cats. I love my cats.
Aww.
I love cats to death. I like, in general, cats more than people, I think. But not on an individual level, but if someone's God showed up and was like, what do you want to keep? All the cats or all the people? I'd be like, cats ahoy. So I'm obsessed with work. I'm a workaholic. I love making things. I have I've always had issues with death, and that's my big thing that I'm up against in life, that I believe in myself. And the only way that I really temper that and deal with my anxieties is to make things with my days and my time. So that's my big one. What else am I obsessed with? I'm kind of a clean freak.
At your house or at your work?
Well,
because some people have clean desks and messy homes.
No, I'm not like sanitizing my hands.
Okay.
I actually am probably I'm not the cleanest person, but I like
You're not
to
a germaphobe.
No, and I like to clean my area. That's all I do. I can't work unless I have straightened. And it's more straightening? I don't even know that it's actually...
You're just kind of
I gotta get this thing, and it's OCD.
This needs to be here.
Stuff goes where it is.
Including in the rap battles. This fool is about to be up on my face.
Yeah. Wait, just stand right here. Okay, now I just like you more correctly. Yeah. No. And then I get obsessed. I'm obsessed with certain arts to Twin Peaks. David Lynch. He's big, huge influence for me. Yeah.
Any other artistic influences?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have a long list.
I think
we don't have to go all the way there if you don't want to, but we got David Lynch. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's a big one. Who else is huge? I like a couple of comic book writers quite a bit. Grant Morrison and Garth Ennis. He did Preacher.
Oh man.
Transmetropolitan. Then also The Invisibles is one of the greatest things I've ever read. Warren Ellis is gangster, and then
a lot of comic books here.
Yes, a lot of comics. I do. They're good influence. I like worlds.
Yeah.
Big worlds influence me a lot.
Kind of explains why you hear Meow Wolf, maybe.
Yeah, I'm a world junkie. But that, that's my everything individual, surviving my environment. selfish, angry rap, always trying to expand outwards, and that is kind of why I'm here, because I want to do things I can't do alone.
Yeah.
So I've arrived at that truth that is actually exciting.
Yeah.
If that's possible, because I've done quite a bit alone. I'm good on it, I guess. It's like another cheeseburger. I'm good. I like them, but I don't know. I guess.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna jump up for a cheeseburger ever again in my life, unless you put me in a cell or something. You know.
Right. I like cheeseburgers myself.
I do like cheeseburger. I'm lactose, so I do that. I live on the edge. I have a cheeseburger. Danger.
Danger zone.
Will Robinson. Yeah.
I'm lactose also. So what about like some failures? I mean, was there anything that you look back on and you like don't even want to think about? And if there are some
battle. No, my failure's been younger me. I fail towards the target. I think I'm always failing with style. It's just more style than failure as over time, you know.
Yeah.
I think that a lot. I don't know people. I cannot listen to my early music. Like, you want me uncomfortable, you want to see some body language, put on my first rap record and just watch me like gotta go. I gotta get something. I'm allergic all of a sudden.
But that wasn't really a failure.
No, but that, but it does drive me away. Yeah. You know, it's like at a certain point that stopped. The embarrassment of what I did, I actually was proud and stuff like that. But the beginning, you know, was like, to me, it was like failure stacking.
That's your finest failure, you think?
I don't
like,
know.
What's the exemplary that you're like, you learned the biggest lesson from it? You're like, I cannot believe I did that, and I will never do that again.
Oh, I mean, I actually had one that really sucked. My first tour was, this tour bus was called the Mush Tour, and it was 2001, and they booked 50 shows, and I'm like, we're gonna do it. I'm singing songs. Sure. I was playing in 2 bands, in one set, 50 shows. Completely lost my voice. Had to get steroid injections. I missed like 10 concerts. They had to inject them in my throat. So apparently, your vocal cords, opening and closing them really fast, rapping, is probably the worst thing you can do. Smooth. Your vocal cords want, and they want rehearsing and prep work. And I just was out there like, yada, 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 yada. That's what, you know, and so it was crazy. And I had to miss these shows with no voice, and it was fucking the worst I've ever felt. And then ever since then, I can't fix my throat, but I can say no to 50 shows.
Yeah.
So we take breaks.
Taking breaks is good.
Take some days off.
Yeah.
Go to an Applebee's in some state you don't ever want to be in.
Well, we're getting close to the end of our show.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to do some rapid fire here.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Thank you for being with us, by the way.
Thanks for having me, man. It was a pleasure, dude.
A little episode of Meet Meow Wolf. Let's get on rapid fire. What is your favorite?
Okay.
So, wait, I haven't started yet.
Okay, that one.
Just give me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Shoot.
I'm going to say favorite, and then I'm just going to go through the words.
Yeah, just do the words.
Okay,
and
favorite book?
The TV Guide.
Barn animal.
Oh, shit.
This is a
the
specific
pink one, a pig.
A pig, okay.
Yeah.
Movie.
Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me.
This is a good one for you. Wu-Tang member.
Oh, shit. Oh, it's so hard. I've always liked...
How do you choose?
I like Master Killa. Don't judge me. I know he's third tier, but...
Don't judge
Master
him.
Killa, yeah.
What a hipster. Crayon color.
Crayon smell. Red. Crayon red. Bright red.
Remember when they had the crayons that were like people, color of the world or whatever it was, and it was like...
No.
I don't remember what the words were, but it was weird. It was weird.
Wow. Irish.
Yeah.
Stuff like this.
Irish, Ghanaian, so I don't know. It was like...
Oh, darkness.
Favorite instrument?
The hip hop.
Favorite cartoon?
Rick and Morty.
How about least favorite face tattoo?
Wu-Tang W on my face. Front center.
Your favorite season?
It's fucking quitting season. Hunting season.
Favorite exercise?
Drugs. Is that a reading? I'll switch that up.
All right.
Sorry.
Brain exercise.
Running while reading.
Favorite unhealthy food?
Cheeseburgers.
Yeah, that is not good for you. And how about your favorite number?
71.
Alrighty, folks.
Boom.
That is it.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for getting to know me.
Have a great day.
Yeah. Ciao, guys.
What is your name? What do you desire? What is your greatest dream?
No le digan que lloro yo su ausencia y que sufro por su amor. No le digan que acá entre 1000 botellas suplico su perdón. Yo prefiero vivir ilusionado con ustedes y estas copas de licor.
People tell you not to reach for the stars. They say, hey, take off your shoes. We just had the carpets cleaned. But you don't listen to what these people say, do you? When they whine, I live in a log cabin, you'll set it on fire, you say, move to the city. You're a free man. You deserve a cigarette as nonconformist as you. Indiscretions. Quite simply, it's the only cigarette that satisfies your need for style, rebellion, and nicotine. Indiscretions.
Are your coworkers checked out? Having a hard time putting your heart and soul into meetings at the office?
Let the Experience Tube help! It's soft, it's easy, it's fabric. Simply attach each end to a face and the tube immediately fills with experience. Guaranteed! Watch the office come to life as people actually connect with each other. Eliminate the chatter, dial down the stress, and crank up the color of experience. Encase your spaces in the stock for two faces. Get yours today! Now available in a cornucopia of colors. A real-life product for real-life moments. Made in the USA. From fabric that's made in the USA. And gluten-free. It's also a scarf hat. Scarf hat. This is not a joke. Act now and get not one, but two super cool, unlimited edition friendship bracelets. Log on now to ExperienceTube.com and get yours today. Just the two of us. Brought to you by Meow Wolf.
Perfection is expensive.
Fashion finance poodle!
I'm a Libra.
The art world needs to get shaken up a little bit.
It's time for us to just be an agitator.
We don't know what we're doing, and we don't care.
We didn't want rules.
Not only is this crazy, but it's possible.
This is the new art.
It's incredible. Meow Wolf have done something truly unique.